Stop caring about the learning phase. There are much more important things to take care of that can be literally destroying your results. And even if you are in the learning phase, maybe you're never going to leave. And that's okay. Hey, I'm Rodrigo Nasca, software engineer turned growth marketer, and my goal here is to help you to understand how to run campaigns, marketing funnels, growth marketing, and companies to make sure you are always getting the best out of efficiency and growing stress-free as a founder and business owner. As well as a freelancer, if you are here, you're gonna learn some pretty deep, advanced concepts about running campaigns, retargeting, running campaigns, running email, running a lot of different stuff that I'm going to help you with right now. So the first thing we're going to talk about is learning phase. What the heck is learning phase? And one thing that we need to take care about is also what is recommended settings from the platforms. A recommended setting is something that they give you as the by the book rule, which means basically nothing. According to Facebook, you actually need at least 50 conversions a week, 50 events of conversion to be able to leave the learning phase. Google requires 25, but it can be kind of 10 for Google by experience and 20 for Facebook. Even if you see the learning limited announcement that they make, the warning that they give, you just don't need to care. And those numbers can be wrong. I haven't checked before starting this video, so these numbers doesn't matter. And the reason behind it is quite simple. If we are trying to optimize something like we start our ads, and the first thing we need to check is CPM. As soon as we hit a few events, which means impressions, we know for sure if the CPM is going to go down. The more experience you have, the more understanding you know how things are going to develop. Yes, the algorithm is amazing and is always going to optimize our ads. But if you are using the wrong angle, you might go to the left, but you actually want to go to the right. So what you do is you check and you assess, and before Facebook tells you, learning limited, you change. We start running an ad, it got 100 impressions, 200 impressions, the CPM is $200. It won't go down. I'm sorry, it won't go down. So if your goal is to get your CPM to 50, to 40, to 20, and you get 200 in the first 200 impressions, the first 100 impression, you need to change it now. You don't need to wait a week. And the things that happens the same. If we go to extreme example, let's suppose you're running $10,000 a day in your campaigns. So do you have enough data to optimize tomorrow based on the number of leads you get? Yes or no? If you run $10,000 for a lead generation campaigns for, let's say, something normal, like a marketing agency in the whole US, which basically has a 30 million total addressable market, which is small business, SMBs, and you don't get one lead after $10,000, what do? You don't wait for Facebook to tell you, oh, you need to leave the learning phase. No! You get out of there. You stop the campaigns and you start a new one from scratch. So this is how I do optimizations daily. And if you have a budget of $10,000 a day, you can optimize times a day because you find something which is the statistical significance of KPI confidence. You understand that that KPI is not going to optimize. If you know your conversion numbers, let's say you have done this before, you know that a horrible conversion for your page is 10% of conversion from clicks to leads. So if you have 100 clicks, it's obvious. It would be 1% if you have one conversion. So it's obvious that you need to shut that down. Why? Because your worst metric would be 10%, but you are 10 times out of the worst thing that can happen. So what you do is, as soon as you hit a number, the number I like to think about is, for example, to me, when you start a lead generation campaigns, if you have 20 clicks, 25 clicks, 30 clicks maximum, oh, sorry, not clicks, page views, because there's a difference over there. If you have 30 page views and you have 0 leads, to me, that's a complete waste. You need to completely delete that campaign, delete that creative, and create a new one. You don't need to delete the campaign, but you need to optimize something. So the way you need to see the whole funnel is, if you have the data, you optimize. You don't optimize based on dates. It's not because it's Friday. It's not because it's 2 weekly optimizations. A data-based optimization, especially in scenarios where you need quick results. For example, the way I do for my clients is the first 2 weeks is a crazy database optimization, Monday to Monday. Yes, Saturday and Sunday included. Why? Because they are days that we run paid media, and it's also Monday that we will lose 2 days optimization, 4 days optimization, 2 weeks if we don't do anything. So the way you do is, you start running the ads and you start to test the KPIs. You test the CPM. Isn't it right? Oh, it's not. So let's try to create assumptions. Why is it good? Is it the creative? Is it the audience? Is it the page? Is it, I don't know, my account? So create assumptions and test the assumption the next day. CPM is quite easy to test. With $5 spent on one creative, basically you have all the data you need, because you can reach the hundreds of events, which means impressions, with CPM. Next, you have the click-through rate, or the cost per click, which is a consequence of CPM and click-through rate. The click-through rate is based on the creative, how the call to action is, how it is really driving the people, how it matches the audience. And you can find a one on the number of clicks. Yes, so you have 20 clicks, you kind of study your click-through rate, it's good or not. Next, we have the landing page views, which is a consequence of the speed of the website, as well as the connection between your audience and your creative and what the creative says in the landing page. So you also have another variables and assumptions that you can make. So you test that one. So if you have more than 70%, which means 100 people click, let's say 20 people click, and then 16, 14 is loading the page, that's kind of good. If you get 16, that's great. If you get 18, you are a godlike speed optimizing. So congratulations for you. Next, we have leads. How does it work for leads? Same KPIs, kind of how I walk, how I measure, and how I go to the next stage. If I had 20 page views and I didn't have one single click, I will check secondary metrics. So is everything else okay? How is this history of the campaigns we run similar to this one? What happened in the past? What can I do? But wait, my conversion rate was usually 60%. If I got 20 clicks with basically everything is the same, and I don't have a conversion, okay, something's wrong here. So what you do is, if you don't have the data, you wait a little bit more. I like to wait 20 clicks on the things that I have experience and memory and data. By memory, I mean data. You don't trust here, you trust spreadsheets. Next time, what you have is leads. You have 20 page views, you don't have a single click, you change something. You have 40 clicks, 40 page views, you don't have a single lead, you can just not shut down the campaign. You need to optimize. Again, you have the data, now change something. Great. Next time, what happens after the funnel is you might have the confirmed registration percentage, which is the opt-in you send, is based on the thank you page, or maybe the shadow call percentage, which is also based on the landing page. So you have 20 leads that went to the thank you page, and you didn't have one single book call schedule. What happens? The thank you page needs to be optimized. So you change the thank you page. You have ads sending to a different page, and that page is going to send to a different thank you page. But Rodrigo, someone told me that I should use a redirection plugin to send to different. It's going to affect your performance. I like to always have 100% performance, so you always use assets that do not change the performance. Yeah, great. This was me ranting about optimization, because it's something that we see all those metrics and KPIs that Google and Facebook recommends. A recommendation is just that, a recommendation for people who never run ads in their whole life to take into consideration. When you learn how to do it, you don't need recommendation. You just do it because you know it. And it's not like you're best on the platform. You must take in consideration half the recommendations that Facebook and Google gives you. They are mandatory. The other half, They disappear with experience. So you just need to work through what you know, what you have learned, and have the recommendation as baseline. And this is important. If you want to run something innovative, crazy, amazing, you need to make a lot of conversions for your client, for yourself, for you, I don't know, your cousin or something. Start with baseline. And by baseline, I mean all Facebook recommendations, get all the boring ads, get everything that is just simple, and you have zero creativity. Copy someone word by word, change the logo, and that's it. You have baseline. So one thing that is important about recommendation and KPIs and everything is, even though you have your experience, even though I have my experience, I always need to have the assumption that everything is wrong until proven otherwise. So if you know, you don't know, you think. So you have an assumption, a thesis based on experience. So you always, it doesn't matter what type of business you run, it doesn't matter what type of client you always have baseline. And baseline is the thing that is going to tell you whether the thing that you're doing is great or it is not. Doesn't matter if you are creative, a paid media manager, or whatever. If you don't have baseline, you have nothing to compare to. If you compare your idea, you can spend years on end spending money, spending time, effort, stress, and don't get the results you need because you just think too much of yourself and your arrogance is destroying you. Baseline, which means copy somebody who is doing the thing that you want, doing the thing to achieve the result you want, and they're getting the result. And after you master that one, you build yours. And then you learn, and you get confidence, and you get KPI confidence, which is better than your own confidence. So yeah, that was me. I hope this, for someone, it is helpful. And to summarize everything, as soon as you hit KPI confidence, you have 20 page views and 0 leads, stop, optimize. Rodrigo, I got 20 page views at 3 p.m. Optimize at 3 p.m. Don't wait a day. Oh, I got 20 more page views at 6 p.m. Optimize again. I got again at 6:03 because I 10x the budget without realizing. Optimize 3 minutes later. It doesn't matter what the algorithm says. The optimization that Google and Facebook does is amazing. But what it can do is 2x your results, maybe 3x your results, so you can get 3 times more results within time, which is the learning it does. It kind of pinpointed, really specific to the audience and how to engage, what time they should see the ad. So it can increase the results a lot. But if you get something wrong in the beginning of your funnel, if your conversions can 100x or 1000x your results, especially if you're just starting and you don't have results yet. So if you don't have results yet and you are operating at 0.01% of efficiency, and if Facebook optimizes your ads, you're going to have 0.003 of efficiency, which you cannot pay your bills. If for some reason you like me shouting at my microphone for a few minutes, please hit the subscribe button. And I'm speaking louder just so I know that you can hear. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like or the unlike button. It doesn't matter. YouTube likes the both of them, and I just get more views if you hit any. So hit both a lot of times. And yes, subscribe for this channel if you want to see more. And if you have an idea of something I should be shouting about, just drop a shout in all caps, and I'll understand that you really went through the whole video. So drop a comment with all caps and say it's something that I want about. Like, let's fight in the comments. It's nice to fight in a friendship manner, if this exists. Yeah, thank you for your time, and I hope to shout to you again next time. But you need to subscribe if you want me to shout to you again. Cheers.